To talk more about that is author Ron Kessler. He's the author of the new book about the Secret Service, the first family details. Secret Service agents reveal the hidden lives of the presidents. And good to have you on the show, Ron.
Great to be with you.
Ron, a new report is out from the DHS Inspector General on the Secret Service's Operation Moonlight that you suspect is a cover-up. So let's begin by asking, what was Operation Moonlight?
Operation Moonlight was a protective detail diverting agents from protecting the White House and President Obama. Even when he lifted off in Marine One, they were supposed to look for snipers, for example, and instead go and protect the assistant to Mark Sullivan, then the Secret Service director, at her home in Southern Maryland. She had been harassed by a neighbor. She had called the police, as she should have. Secret Service has absolutely no authority to protect its own employees unless they are law enforcement officers, which she was not, and are harassed in the course of an investigation, which she was not involved in. So it was totally illegal. And in addition, what the Washington Post did not reveal when it first brought this story out was that the agents retrieved confidential law enforcement records on this neighbor. That is a criminal violation because they had absolutely no authority to do that. And I think what's most, first of all, the DHS report sort of downplayed the illegality, didn't even cite the fact that retrieving these records is a violation of criminal law. But also, what's really startling is that the report quotes Secret Service management and Mark Sullivan, who was director for 7 years, as defending what they did, as actually saying it didn't impinge on the security of the president. You know, they must think we're fools to buy into that.
Yeah, but Ron, that prompts the question: what then was their justification for this operation? Did they really spell it out, or they just say no problem, the president wasn't in any jeopardy?
That's their standard line. You know, we have layers of protection. In other words, you know, he wasn't assassinated, so therefore he was safe. You know, what else were they there for except to protect the president in the event of something happening or snipers taking out Marine One? It's just, you know, it just shows the arrogance of the Secret Service and the negligence of the Secret Service that they would actually defend this operation, which was totally illegal, totally jeopardized the safety of the president, and violated criminal laws.
Ron, yesterday, another breach at the White House as a man, a 23-year-old, was arrested after jumping the White House fence. He was unarmed, but if you're keeping count, this is the 7th person to get over that White House fence this year. How and why is this still happening?
Well, first of all, you know, the perimeter is really pretty close to the White House, and I think it should be moved further. These people who argue that somehow that denies access to the president, you know, that's a myth, because of course you don't see the president unless you have an appointment with him and have been cleared by the Secret Service. We see him on TV almost every day, and you know, we need to make the White House safer. The Secret Service did do a good job this time, and usually does when it comes to these jumpers. The dogs took him down. But you know, we saw it with Gonzalez in September that that didn't happen. And really, the overall problem is the Secret Service culture within management, which condones cover-ups, which condones laxness, which defends what they did in the case of Operation Moonlight. And that's why we need a new outside director who is not beholden to interest within the agency. I'm suggesting a former FBI official, because the FBI really has been doing a super job of protecting us since 9/11. Their culture is quite different from Secret Service management.
Do you think this has anything to do with the fact, you know, in your previous books, you've mentioned that President Obama has more threats against him than Bush ever had, a lot, by a huge margin. You said 400%. Do you think this has anything to do with the fact that it's President Obama who's in office? Do you think that's why we're seeing more of this?
No. The number of fence jumpers is about the same. You know, it's roughly a dozen a year, and most of them, you know, and they're all taken out except for Gonzalez. Actually, the number of threats has leveled off more recently against Obama. So it's not that, but he is culpable in the sense that he hasn't taken action earlier to replace the director and shake up the Secret Service. After the Salahis penetrated the White House, the party crashers at the state dinner some 6 years ago, he should have removed the director and brought in an outside director, but instead he's defended the Secret Service time and time again. He finally did take action with Juliet Pearson. We'll see if he appoints a new director who can really do the job of changing the culture of this agency.
And Ron, let's drill down a little bit on this, because you just mentioned a minute ago that you would like to see someone from the FBI come in to help change the culture of the Secret Service. I'd like you to talk a little bit more about that, but also, since you are so wired in on this, is there another scandal that's going to erupt, or have we basically gotten the laundry list now with the Secret Service?
You know, it's like spy cases. You know, you hear about one, and there are always three others that are about to come out. So I think there'll be more, but I'm not aware of any. I mean, you know, clearly this culture has caused so many problems, and big and small. But on the FBI, you remember under Louis Freeh, when he was director, there was one scandal after another in the FBI. Wen-Ho Lee case, Richard Jewell case, Hansen case, and all those problems were traceable to decisions that Louis Freeh made.
Wow, so when they changed Louis Freeh, got another guy in charge, he was able to change the culture of the FBI, and that's why you're in favor of seeing someone from the FBI come to the Secret Service. Ron, time has gotten the better of us, but as always, we appreciate your insights. We look forward to having you back here real soon on America's Forum. Thanks so much.
Excellent.
And America's Forum will continue right after this news.